previous meetings, we kind of talked about the 3 pillars of sustainability and given you a brief overview of what those pillars are. But today we're kind of going to go more into depth about each one and...
Yes. I got you.
Momentary intermission. Have to start from the beginning.
No, you're good.
No. Okay, I'll use these off. Okay, so today we're going to go over more of what a breakdown of what each of the pillars are and why they're important to the overall meaning of what sustainability is. So at the first meeting, we showed you this graphic of kind of a chart of what the different aspects of sustainability were and the different points of what falls underneath them, but not really breaking down each individual point. So today's presentation will be over kind of what those different points are and how those all tie into the middle word, sustainability. So sometimes, whenever you think about sustainability, some of the first things that might pop into your mind might be animals, maybe judging you, or pollution. Plus the sloth is cute, so I had to add them. But really, the first pillar we'll be working on today will be the environment. Sorry if I'm like loud, I've never really used one of these before. So for the environment, you have natural resources, pollution prevention, and biodiversity. But what does that really mean? So natural resources, there are 2 different categories. There's renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable, of course, is you have water, wind, thermal energy, and non-renewable is oil, gas. It's where we get the majority of our energy from. So, okay, so I encourage you the next time you go on to flip on a light switch or put gas in your car, think about maybe where the energy is coming from. Where was the oil extracted? Who and what did it impact? Because I'm not sure if y'all taken classes over it or know a little bit about it, but oil extraction really, it scars the environment because it's open pit mining. And also most of our electricity is generated using coal. So as you enjoy the air conditioning on hot days such as this, I do encourage you to think about what kind of went through to get that energy and those comforts to you. Pollution prevention. So we have a lovely picture of some water bottles thrown in like maybe a beach or something. So, you know, how did they get there? Did they wash up on the beach? Is this a party place where people go to party and maybe don't clean up after themselves after a long night? Some of the time, whenever you think of pollution prevention, you think of recycling. Well, it's a start, but with all of the problems that are popping up, especially with pollution, it's really not enough anymore. Because yes, you're recycling it, and it's really great that y'all are doing that, but it's still contributing to an issue, which a lot of the time people are saying, as of now, single-use plastics. So spread information to others. Instead of maybe recycling, maybe try to switch over to things like reusable bags. Also, they don't rip as bad. Or use a reusable water bottle versus a regular plastic water bottle. There's so many different ways you can switch over to things that are more sustainable, and a lot of times they're fun and it's an adventure. I know the beans at HEB, the whole beans for coffee, you can go and you can use like old mason jars and fill those up versus like putting them in a baggie and stuff. So being innovative and creative is like one of the best ways to be sustainable because you can reuse things in all different forms and fashions. So it's an adventure in and of itself. So I would encourage. So the last thing in environment would be biodiversity. So I'm going to use the Amazon because it is such a big network of interconnectedness and diversity to kind of get this point across. So when people typically go into big cities because there's a lot of stuff to do and there's many things that you can get done. Well, in big cities, it's a melting pot. There's so many different people from different places. They have different perspectives, different religions, and different ideas. And what's great about big cities is because you have so much of these different people that come together, they make the city better. One person might open a bakery, another person might open a mechanic shop. Each person is improving in themselves, their surroundings. So a big city is this giant interconnected thing where everybody is doing something different and they're approaching problems differently, and it makes everything better. The Amazon, when you have more biodiversity, there's more species, they can improve the lives of other species there. If you take one away, it'll decrease, of course it'll increase the biodiversity, but it'll also decrease how everything works, and so it doesn't function as good. Okay, so the next pillar is society. Some of them were the standard of living, education, jobs, and equal opportunity. So around the world, different cities go with things such as gentrification, which is the separation of different people based upon their socioeconomic status. And this, you can see it Austin, Dallas, Houston, pretty much any city in which they take people who live in, they marginalize people who maybe don't have the means to have better lives because their jobs, maybe they're not making as much money, or so their standards of living are reduced because of it. And that also, they maybe not have the same education or the job opportunity because these cities, as they're being gentrified, they're moving further and further out from the city center. So that's further away from jobs. It's harder to find jobs. It's harder to just live, especially just moving further and further out. So maybe you don't have opportunity to get food as well because the markets are too far away, and if you don't have the means to get there, you may not be able to eat as well either. So the next one is economics. So currently in the U.S., our economic model is capitalism, but it's a model of growth that achieves its growth through constant inputs of materials and labor, and time and people power, and it just continues to grow and grow and grow. Well, as we know, there's not continuous amount of resources. They're going to run out, like timber forests in the timber industry. So you can't just keep putting in continuous inputs. So sometimes the cost of growth is the cost of living for some people. Like, take example, coal miners. They extract a lot of the coal that we use for energy to power our everyday lives, and they might face adverse health risks, such as black lung disease and everything, to get us a better standard of living. But in the process, they're hurt. And you see this quite a lot, maybe in the fashion industry, with sweat mills and stuff like that. So, and some of the time, sorry, I'm running out of time. So sometimes profits are increased by cutting corners, and that can be also by impacting people's lives. They may be not doing the best thing for people because they're doing the best thing for the business, and that is most of the time to grow it and improve it. And so we also have the cost of saving, which we'll go over sometimes during the meetings. How to save great thing to do, especially if you're personal life as a college student. Sorry. But, sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Okay, so we're just going to skip down to the last one because I completely lost what I was going to say. So R&D stands for research and development, which refers to the activities companies undertake to innovate and introduce new products and services. So how to improve their products, how to introduce a way to campaign their products. And so this can include a lot of times more better ways that are better for the environment. There's different companies who will invest their time and their resources to make sure their products aren't impacting the environment as bad. Even though this is economics, we have gone over all of the different pillars, so y'all may have seen some of the interconnections through my stumblings around, which I apologize for. But do y'all see the overlaps between the environment, society, economics? There's different things in each of them that you can see reflected in the other, such as how the environment is affected by the economy and how society is impacted by the environment, especially if those are the society members are marginalized, so they might experience some of the impacts of the environment, like tsunamis and stuff. They may not be able to move on as well from an impact because they don't have the resources to fix their village or their society. Any questions? I included a cute little hedgehog with a nice little flower crown. All right, so I am a little bit over